All righty, and we are live. Cajun Coin Hunter here today, aka Boudreaux, with his Evan Root hat on today. Got the Cajun Coin Hunter hat over there, and I got to pause that StreamYard. Boom, that's paused. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, David Carlisle, yeah, I'm running late and running late still. 2 minutes late. Yeah, or 3 minutes. Well, okay, we got to shooting the breeze in the back, and guess what? Uh, Running late. There's Mr. Russ Jones. How you doing today? Yeah, I got some confetti action going on, and we got Mr. Simon. Yeah, I like that. That's my favorite one. Favorite one.
Let me
So let's see.
switch camera.
All right, there we go. Now we got all three of us conglomerated together.
How's it going, David?
Hey, Stephen Bardell. Oh, I got your last email, Steve. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, camera and magnifying glass. I was wondering what caused that glare. I thought I was moon blind for a minute.
What's going on, Boo? How you been?
Oh, I've been good. Yeah, me and Missy been good. No ailments. Just the regular ailments. That's it. I noticed today that y'all had I thought that was next Tuesday that y'all had the what you call it last night for dads.
Fundraiser. Yeah, fundraiser.
Yeah,
Yep.
fundraiser. I thought that was last Tuesday. I mean next Tuesday.
Nope, it was this past last night actually.
Okay. How'd
She
y'all
probably
do?
she'll probably be in the chat here in a bit. We did pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're able
That'll
to
work.
get her the wheelchair and all the other things that she needed.
Did you get my PayPal, Simon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Wasn't much, but it's
Squirrel, what's up,
all,
on me?
all a retired old man can do. So,
Well, I mean, all those donations add up. So
oh yeah, yeah,
you had a lot of people
absolutely,
donate cash instead of like items and stuff like that. You had a lot of people just keeping donating.
right.
But yeah,
I don't have
thank you.
anything in the PayPal or my Zoom, not Zoom,
Cash App,
Cash App,
Venmo,
Venmo.
Venmo.
Venmo. That's what I was trying to think of. It's a V, not a Z.
I don't,
Venmo. I don't know if my Venmo works. It's one of the hard ones for me to get to work.
I don't keep money in PayPal. I mean, I get money in there, but I always transfer it to my main account. But with
Yeah.
PayPal, not on your credit card. I mean, if you use their debit card, you got to have money in there. But
Mhm.
if I go into PayPal and give it to somebody, they just pull it out of my checking account.
Right.
Oh,
That
I've been doing good, Squirrel.
Kennedy
No, I'm
have.
good on Kennedy half, Stephen. I appreciate it though. I with the die cracks I do, it has to be a serious die crack for me to save it. I don't need if I need a magnifying glass to see a die crack, that means it's no, I don't want it. I mean, I don't save them because I'll give them away because they're not worth anything really. There she is, Miss Dad.
All right. I'm curious. What is a die crack?
Oh, on a coin, when the die breaks,
Mhm.
when it starts to crack and fail, after all that heat,
Right.
friction, and pounding, like half dollars, uh, like quarters, I think they can do like 9 or 10 a second, quarters per second. That's fast.
Right.
That's fast. And half dollars, I think I want to say is the same or one or two less per second. But anyway, them dies they fracture, and that shows up on the coin. Any concave in the die, okay, when it mashes that metal, that's what forms the head and the letters because it's
Mhm.
concave, it's inset. And I forget, there's another word for it. Anyway, a coin term, but it's a very easy term. David Carlisle put it up. And a die crack is the same thing. When that die cracks a little bit, it gives, when it presses on that planchet, that metal blank that plants it, that crack will show up on the coin.
Huh.
And
So
then
is that
as the die gets worse, the cracks get bigger. So if you got a box of halves half dollars. And you get the start of a die crack, and it gets bigger, progressive, they call that progression. And then it'll split off, maybe shield nickels. A buddy of mine's got a shield nickel that's shattered. It's a shattered die. It's not a die crack, it's a shattered die. And that thing's worth some bucks.
I was going to ask, so they're worth money if they had that flaw in them. They're worth more.
Yeah, because it's not really a error, but it's considered a variety.
So I can't just hit it with a chisel, right?
No, not that kind of crack.
That just reminded me of something we used to do years ago. The shipyard's got these big gantries that roll down these tracks, so like a train track. But
yeah, you masked a few coins.
Yeah, we'd put a penny or a nickel or whatever. It'd roll over it, and when it come out, it was oval shaped.
Yep.
And it'd just be a little thin piece of copper.
Thin piece of metal. That's y'all had some weight on that. Just like a train. When we were kids at my cousin's tire shop in Abbeville, right by the train tracks, that by the rice mills and all that. And me and Lil Jim and Troy, we used to go put pennies on the railroad track. And the train would come, and then their mama, which was my cousin's wife, she come out and say, "Hey, what y'all do? Y'all derail that train? You ain't gonna derail a train with a penny, or we didn't put no nickels, because back then, man, in 1969, 1970, nickel was a lot of money. You can get a lot of candy for a nickel back then, 1970.
Oh yeah,
and we didn't put that. We just put the pennies. But in Abbeville, I mean, the train was going like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah,
you had time to jump out of the way, but I mean, but we put the pennies when the train was a block away. It took a whole 2 minutes for the train to get to the pennies.
Right. Yeah, them gantries run real slow. They got double wheels. That first wheel run over that coin, we'd reach in there and grab it before the second wheel got to us. That's how slow they went.
Monsieur Kyle, Alex, how you doing, mon ami? And Raging Cajun, mon cousin, is in the house.
Missy.
What's up, everybody?
Actually, he's in the panel. He's in his truck, but.
Where you at tonight, Ray? Or is that going to be one of them questions later on?
Trivia,
yeah.
Yeah, probably a trivia.
He's setting idle right now, but.
So my first guess is America.
Bingo!
I get 1 point.
That's a half a point.
Yeah,
1 point wins it, and that half a point's already taken, so nobody else can guess it. Oh, they can guess it if they want, but it's still a half a point. 1 point is the correct answer for which state he's in tonight. So 1 point beats a half a point.
Yeah,
and you can't guess America twice to get a point.
Right. Needless to say, I got woke up this morning for a random drug test, so I had to start my clock earlier today. So we're not rolling anywhere tonight.
Really? Oh, because they're waiting on the results?
No. My clock got started earlier today, so I can't do any driving tonight.
Right, because
I got you. You on your break or whatever.
Yeah, he's out of time for today.
Yeah. Which we pick up tomorrow. We're headed for Bloomington, California.
Oh. So you're more West Coast than. Hey Joe, what's up, man?
Oh, we're not in the West Coast yet.
Oh,
we're not back. We're not back in the West Coast yet, but
okay, so
we will be.
I would say you're west of Texas.
What's up, Smoking Joe?
And then we got to hightail it back to the East Coast because I got to redo my license before the 24th of March.
Good gracious.
They're playing games. Yeah, they're playing games with us right now because they're going to be sending us across 80.
So can you just get the renewal and then keep driving, or do you have to get your license to keep on driving?
No, I've got to change the address and change the state on my license.
Okay.
Do you own your own rig, or are you working for another company or do you drive for one company? Or
We do own a rig, but
Okay.
we don't drive it. We don't drive it anymore. It's broke down. We're getting ready to take it to Volvo and sell it. But we went back to being a company driver.
Okay. It's probably better in the long run, and it less to deal with.
Yeah, and the truck needs just over $21,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
If you want to do the whole thing, I mean, the truck is running. He can run the truck right now if he wanted. It's not broke down like my Jeep.
No,
It's just
it'll
got a
start up
couple
and run.
issues with it. Oh yeah, it's got, and he, he's going to drive it to Volvo. So
It's hard to kill them.
it's got a couple of small rat killing stuff to do. Some maintenance, some very needed maintenance.
Yeah, DPF.
How many miles you got on it?
560,000 miles on it.
Woo.
Yeah. So yeah, it's new injector. Run a rack on it, more or less.
I remember
Injector-
my
Injector
buddy.
2 and 4.
Yeah.
It needs DPF filter needs to be taken out and burnt, cleaned out. The CCV valve needs to be replaced. The DP or the injector cooler reservoir thingamadooger needs to be taken out and cleaned or replaced. The air compressor needs to be replaced. So it's got some work that needs to be done.
Yeah. I remember my buddy, which he's still in the business, but he owns a couple of big shrimp boats, and man, they make like a 60-day, it's a freezer boat where they're able to catch and freeze all the shrimp and everything on the boat itself. They flash freeze them, and when they get in, just after 60 days, man, he go get they change all the oil, all the filters, air filter. I mean, every time it's like, man, that's some well-maintained boats, but I guess you got to.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to get out on the water and break down.
No.
Well,
Better to go ahead and do it and not.
24 hours for 60 days. Multiply that. It's time for an oil change. More likely.
I guess
it's so many hours. It's not mileage, but they calculate the hours.
Yeah, and they got timers on them diesels that clicks. I guess that kind of tells them when it's time to do maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Music Maniac, what's happening, man? It's been a while since I've seen that name. Matt T. What does barbecue sauce taste like down that way? Smoky.
Well, my favorite down this way, that kind of screams where I'm living, is going to have a little bit of sweet with a little bit of tang, a little bit of vinegar, kind of like Carolina style, but a mixture of Carolina and Memphis put together, I'd say.
Yeah, same here. I mean, a little bit of difference. I mean, probably a little more smoky here.
Yeah, a little bit
Peppery,
more
more peppery.
Hickory. Hickory enhanced, mesquite enhanced, not too much mesquite.
But yeah, I mean, Russ kind of nailed it right on the head there. But I think ours is a little bit more peppery, more smoky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the big commercial sauces, neither Kraft and all that. We're not talking about that.
Local.
Yeah. Just like down here, we have a specialized barbecue that's called Jack Miller's, and
yep, I've had it.
A lot of onions in it. And
that don't even resemble barbecue sauce. It's something different.
No, it
it's
don't.
Good.
But
yeah,
it's actually my kids. I'd buy that by the gallon. And they would take a spoon and spoon it out in a saucer or a bowl. And take toast or bread and just, eat that as a snack like that. Put a little steamed syrup with it, just, a little drip of steamed syrup, that black molasses almost like. And that's killer. Put that on the toast and make a sandwich.
I did that boudin video. One of the boudin videos I did a couple of years ago, I did boudin balls, boudin links. Then I did boudin egg rolls. And at the end of it, I'm dipping that egg roll into that Jack Miller. That's good, man.
Yeah. Oh, I like the Jack, man. In fact, let me go get the jar of it. Fort George.
Get a spoon and start eating
Start
it.
eating a jar.
Shit, many years ago when I was making my own recipe for barbecue sauce, well, for topping barbecue completely, I used to put Jack Daniel's whiskey in it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you what, boy, you can taste it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
The
I ordered it.
barbecue sauce with a Cajun accent.
I wonder if Rouse has got
Certified Cajun. What does this one say? Oh, this one says certified Cajun right here, the state. And this one here is a product of Cajun, Louisiana. And that's Wayne Toops and the accordion right there.
Yeah, that's kind of a chunky sauce. It's got bits of Trinity and all that in there. It's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I use it for basting too. Mama always used a little bit of that and vinegar, a stick of butter, and I mean real butter, a stick or 2 sticks of butter.
What's up,
Some
Randy?
of that because they have the Jack Miller and the pig stand. Pig stand barbecue is similar to that.
Right.
And the pig stand and Jack Miller, they have a basting sauce. You know, it's kind of like the leftovers of this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna have to look at Rouse's next time. The only time I ever had it was on that video, and I had to order it. I didn't go looking at Rouse. Rouse is a pretty good little drive for me. It's not like right next door. I have to go to Ocean Springs. So,
well, the plant that makes this, it's not that big.
No,
it's right up the road from me, next to my doctor's office.
Yeah, can. They got a website, and you can see where they make it at. It's just like family ran and everything. It's good stuff.
If I had something on my doctor's office, I could show you the address. Jack Miller Road.
What are you drinking, Tom? I seen you holding up a bottle right for
a little bottle of Jack Daniels. Single barrel.
Okay.
Oh, Raging was talking about the Jack. So that Jack, his Jack, Black Jack coffee.
I was gonna tell him, this is my barbecue sauce right here.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Is that one barrel?
Yeah, single barrel.
The Shifter Show. What's up, Randy?
That's
Jack
that
Miller
right there.
slaps. That's right. Randy said Jack Miller slaps. That stays in my house.
That single barrel is like sipping whiskey.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's some reserve right there.
That's the last little bit right now for right now.
It's like when I buy whiskey, I buy their aged, their reserve stuff, like R&R. You know, I get their reserve. Yeah, $14 for a handle, or $15 for a handle. The cheap reserve.
Uh-oh. There you go.
He popped in back on his own. That's right.
We went several times on that. Damn. Hang on, let me. I see why.
What?
Phone's starting to overheat a little bit.
I get Jack Miller's from A-Bear's Meat Market. Oh, the A-Bears in Maurice, or the A-Bears in Abbeville. A-Bears, they got A-Bear's Slaughterhouse in Abbeville, and they got A-Bear's Custom Meat in Maurice. Now, the one in Abbeville is where they got the good boudin, the best boudin you ever want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
The pig stand barbecue stand in San Antonio closed down like 2 years ago. Finally,
it's what?
Closed down. The pig stand.
You talking about the restaurant?
Yeah. Well, it's literally a stand. It was shaped like a pig, and you order barbecue out of the belly.
Where at? In Ville Plant?
San Antonio.
Oh, in San Antonio. Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about the one in Ville Plant. I'm like, I didn't know they were closed down because they got a pig stand. They call it the pig, but it's the pig stand restaurant. Well, barbecue house. They do steaks on the grill or the griddle, you know, in the kitchen, the flat iron griddle. They'll do it on that if you want it. I think the best food in your area, Boo, is made by Missy. That's right. That's a fact, Jack. Like Raging Cajun always says, Missy's the best Cajun cook on YouTube.
Raging Cajun, you ain't having to shoot them a lot lizards away where you at, are you?
No.
Man, I went to what's that big truck stop on I-10 leaving? It's not far from here. I pulled in there one day.
Hold on,
Man, it was working live with them a lot of lizards. Like, good gracious, they just broad daylight even.
Damn. Couple of A bears in Houston. Yeah, they had one on FM 1960. They had a A bears Cajun specialty meats in a little strip mall. You have to look for it because you miss it. They had a good sized sign though, but you have to know it was there, because it wasn't sticking out in the middle of the parking lot like a sore thumb with a billboard. Cajun A bears Cajun meats here with an arrow pointing down.
Yeah.
I ran the boiling kitchen at Blue Water Seafood in Houston on FM 1960 for about 6 months till the owner healed up with his thumb.
Is that it, Simon?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big pig.
Yeah, it's a big pig. Before this was a stand. You could order from the other side. But they made it into a building. That was the entrance to the building now. You see the door in the front there?
Oh, yeah, the door right between his front legs.
But on the other side of the pig was a window where you could actually order before.
Okay.
But then they added the pig and put the building in the back. But that was the main entrance to the pig.
No, that's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
It closed down like 2 years ago, I think. But it's been around since like the 50s, probably, or the 40s. I don't know how long.
Wow. I hate to see them old establishments close up.
Another one closed down this week. It's another older barbecue place. But they have two places, so they basically just went down to one space.
Yeah.
Missy's fixing to make her a little snack with some Jack Miller's. She said, "You made me hungry for something."
Hey, you got me wanting to go get some more. that jar, we used it on that video, but it didn't last long after that. We ate the fire out of that stuff.
The dog wants a bite. My little long-haired Chiwi wants some. She's smelling. She's going to jump down and go meet Missy. Don't do that because you can't eat that. She's going to eat it in a microwave, but the kids used to just get it out of the ice box and, like I said, eat it cold.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I used to take peanut butter and put steamed syrup in it. Peanut butter and syrup? Oh, heck yeah. Mix that up.
I'll make a peanut butter sandwich sometime. I'll use honey with that peanut butter, kind of like they used to in school. That's pretty good. Yeah,
well, I like the steamed syrup, so I like the honey. It gives it a different spin off. It's a spin on the flavor. But that steamed syrup got its own flavor. Not like any other syrup, like Aunt Jemima and
yeah, it's different. I've used it plenty of times.
Yeah, well, it's sold. It's local in your store, steamed syrup.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's got a bite to it, but it's like molasses almost.
I did a boudin king cake one time.
Oh, with that in it.
Anyway, it was a boudin king cake, and the top of it was steamed syrup that I drizzled all over the top.
Yeah,
I put pork rinds on top of that. That was good, man.
Damn.
Yeah. That was real good. It was savory, but sweet all at the same time, Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Steve Ardell. Peanut butter and molasses. That's about what steamed syrup is, molasses. It's thick. I mean, when you take it out of the ice box, you got to hold it upside down and wait 10, 15 seconds to get a good pour out of it. Oh, she mixed hers with rice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I bet Jack Miller with rice.
I got a door that's not open.
The pig stand closed in 2023. It was around for 100 years.
100 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I looked it up on the internet. I saw a post from Facebook. And
wow.
Under one of the walls, it says, "Thank you, San Antonio, for 100 years." The pig stand.
Damn. There's a thumbnail from that one I did years ago. Boudin cracker king cake recipe.
Below that. Boudin crackling and stain syrup in the yellow can. Stain syrup in the yellow can.
Man,
I auditioned for that commercial as one of the singers.
Hardly that's been 8 years
for
ago.
Steens, and when I was 6 years old, I had the words and everything down pat. But they must have had 100 kids, and they just, I guess, picked their friends' kids.
Mm-hmm.
See, back then I would buy that boudin and do that, but nowadays I'd make my own and do it.
There you go.
Oh yeah, boudin's getting expensive, and I don't know why. Rice is cheap and pork's cheap.
I got some in my freezer. I got some Best Stop in there. 2 links left. Already going in.
Best Stop.
Yeah.
They put too much paprika in there.
I like it, man. That's my favorite. Everybody's different.
It's got that red looking mesquite smoke color to it, though. The taste is there. It's good, but it's just got that paprika all over. And them cracklings, well, that's the cracklings mostly. I mean, their cracklings are thick with that paprika powder on it. That seasoning they make.
I don't know about their cracklings. Never had it, but I love their boudin. I don't even remember putting paprika. I did a copycat of their stuff. But I tell you what, it does have. It says right on the ingredients. It's got like a almost. They don't say kitchen bouquet, but it's a darkening sauce like
a soy sauce.
That's how they get that brownish color to that boudin. That's what does it right there, like a browning sauce. Yeah,
because that red color comes from that paprika. It's just like I forget his first name, but he was a Munez. He lived in Palestine, and he gave us some smoked sausage, smoked deer and pork sausage mix, and that sausage was red. I'm like, damn, how do you get red like that? And then
was it smoked?
Dago, my buddy Michael, his nickname is Dago. He's Italian, so hence his nickname. He's a Montelero. So he asked me, he said, what gives it that red color? He said, oh man, we smoke with mesquite and pecan. I'm like, oh yeah, the pecan will do it.
Yeah, cherry will do it too.
Yeah, but ain't no cherry in Palestine, Texas.
Oh, you can get that stuff anywhere if you got a.
I'm talking about growing though, the tree.
Growing now. I'm talking about just buying.
You got to go up to North Alabama, Tennessee for that, or Kentucky.
I go to Academy.
I was going to say Academy has it. I can order it there.
I go to Academy. I can even get Post Oak. I've used it plenty of times.
Yeah, I can get shipped over here.
Yeah,
my house.
Post Oak. Oh yeah, scrub oak. Steve said we can't get dirty rice here anymore. Man, Missy makes her rice dressing. In fact, Matt, a buddy of mine, he says, y'all can invite me to a barbecue any day. He says, if Missy's making the rice dressing, he says, I'll show up. If there ain't no rice dressing, I'm not coming. He loves Missy's rice dressing. He tried to imitate it. He tried and tried. She told him and showed him how to make it. And he still can't get it right. He says, I'm going to just pay her from now on to make my rice dressing for me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that song, often imitated, never duplicated.
Yeah, there it is.
I just dropped a video, I don't know, 4 days ago maybe, and it was a Rhode Island hot wiener. It's a famous hot dog up there. And I had no longer and post that video. And a YouTuber I've been knowing for years. We used to go to JB Spring Fling together and everything. He texted me. He still had my phone number. And he texted me a link where you can buy the real deal seasoning straight from it, right there out of Rhode Island.
Oh, I'll be down.
That's enough to do 3 pounds. You can do 3 1 pound. I'm gonna try it. Just see how close I came. Not on video. I just want to see just how
3 1 pound what?
You can take that'll do 3 pounds of hamburger meat. You can make 3 1 pound batches of this sauce. They call it wiener sauce. One guy called me. He said, we don't call it chili. We call it wiener sauce. I said, if I was to said that on my video, YouTube would have shadow banned me. I'm gonna call
it Dancing Along with Reynolds. What's up, Mona Me?
Oh,
yeah, I seen the notification and I showed Missy. No, Missy's the one that showed it to me.
Yeah.
She got a notification because she subbed to you. And man, them hot dogs were that long. You know, I'm like, damn, that looks like them hot dogs old Leprechaun was showing us one night.
I tell you
Remember
what,
one night
you pull
Lep
them
was
out.
showing them big old hot dogs they make up in
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. These are boar heads, but they're all connected. You pull them out of package and they do them like 3 links tied together. I showed 2 that was still tied together.
I
You
didn't
pull
see
that whole
I need
thing
to
and
watch it.
you gotta clip the links out of them. They got a really good
Okay.
snap to them.
They it looked good, you know.
Yeah. It's different, man.
In the thumbnail, it looked like one whole hot dog wiener.
I'd rather have the kind of chili dog I grew up around, but I learned a long time ago them chili dog or any kind of hot dog that if it's from a place like a regional hot dog, they do pretty good on YouTube. This one hadn't done good yet, but it might eventually.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll tell you one place that's got
that length.
I'll tell you one place that's got
weenies about that long with the regular hot dog buns with our homemade chili over it.
Yeah.
I know one place that's got really good hot dogs, and that's Portillo's up in Chicago. They're starting to slowly spread out towards other areas.
Portillo's in Chicago.
Somebody requests me do the varsity chili dog from I guess that'd be Atlanta, the varsity. But anyway, I looked it up online and you can actually buy their chili in a can.
Sucking on a chili dog, hog. When I seen that thumbnail of that big long chili dog on Russ's latest video, the first thing that come in my mind was Russ doing this.
That's what I did too.
In that video, sucking on a chili dog. Cause you in it. They have a clip of you in
you
that
about
video
that clip Randy did or whatever
years ago. Yeah, it was one of your older videos that guy he made that video, different clips.
Yeah,
he took a little 3-second clip of you.
Yeah,
and that was a loaded chili dog too that you had.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've done my fair share of them, and you know some do good, and most of them do actually. But time will tell on this one. It ain't doing like I thought it would do.
I've seen Russ open his mouth up real big quite a few times in his videos. He's got a deep fried soft shell crab and shrimp po' boy.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, look, I think he ate 2 of them. He said in the comments. I don't know how he ate all that.
I didn't. It was me and Tarina. I made one. I think it was shrimp po' boy, and then I did one. It was oyster. I don't remember. Maybe one was shrimp and oyster, and one was a soft shell crab po' boy. That's what it was.
Quick Ranch, what's up, mon ami? Scott Keller, Mr. Briggs. No, it's not Friday.
And that's an old video. I did that right after I started my channel. That was like a long time ago, 11 plus years. I was younger. I ain't gonna say
probably saw it about 8 years or 9 years ago. Yeah, so
yeah, that had to have been 11 years ago. I'm coming up on 12 years.
Me too. No, I think I am 12 years.
I'll be 12 years in July.
Not this one, on my other one. I think I'm 6 on this one.
2012.
6 or 6.
Me and T-Roy started 3 months apart, or no, 2 months. He started in May of that year, and 2 months later, I didn't even know T-Roy. I didn't know anybody then. Had to know people as I went. That's how I started finding other channels.
He's from Port Allen.
Yeah.
Which is across the river from BR, Baton Rouge.
Right.
He knows people I know.
Yeah, I don't know how long he was in Austin, but he lives in New Mexico now.
Yeah, with the grandkids.
Yep. His brother Sean, I think he's in New Orleans now.
I had to give my uncle a few pints of blood tonight. Master Master Force. Oh, wait a minute. What we got there? Let's see what he's got there. Let me make him enlarge him. Double joint, pistol grip, diagonal cutters. Okay. Show it again.
I showed those.
Light on it.
Hang on, let me get that.
Can't hardly see them. It's dark.
Press you to find a lot of this.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Okay. That's the double jointed ones and the angle.
Crap, that's weird looking.
Yeah, he's got
I
two
thought so,
joints.
too.
Did you get a discount because of them crooked handles?
They were on sale for $14.99.
That ain't bad.
No.
Hey, the moose, I can't figure out what you're asking me. Russ, you two find a lot of best hot. Anybody want?
You do find a lot of the best hot dog copycats.
You do. Okay, instead of two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he meant do though.
Okay.
You do find a lot of the best hot dog copycats. Lucky 7 Mudmores. What's up, mon ami?
They had 3 jointed needle nose pistol grip pliers like that.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 jointed. I didn't get those. I didn't see the use for those.
Oh, double jointed is like a couple of years ago. That was new to me. You know, the double joints. You got one that far from the cutter head, then you got another one down toward the handle. When you open it, well, you get more leverage on it.
Yeah,
it's almost like a bolt cutter, because a bolt cutter in actuality is double jointed. You have the double swivel. You know, these are the same theory, but a little further apart.
right.
Yeah, we were after I did my drug test this morning. We were actually able to park in the Menards parking lot with the bobtail only. We had to drop the trailer at the yard, but
all right.
After I got out the doctor's office, we went and walked over into Menards for the first time in about a year and a half.
I've never been
There
in
you
one.
go.
They don't have them in our parts.
We got a Menards here in Lafayette. We got another one in Lake Charles, but those are electronic stores, electronic parts stores. They don't sell like radios and phone, like Radio Shack. You know, this is a industrial electronic parts store.
I miss
And,
Radio Shack.
They do real good because of all the industry, you know, the plants and all that stuff, plus your TV shops and your local electronic shops in town. Lafayette's a big town. You know, you got about 200,000 people or more, probably. I remember when Lafayette was 100,000 when I was a kid, and now it's done grown. So Lafayette proper probably has 150, but the surrounding area is, I want to say, 200,000. And there's a few electronics. I used to go to that Menards Electric. In fact, I was going to go there a while back, meet a buddy of mine, but Ralph's Electronics was closer, and I needed a few parts anyway. I needed some deoxide spray too. Sleeper.
What's up, Lance? From what I'm reading, better be careful who
you tick off. They became the 28th state constitution. No, not constitutional carry. We didn't have to go. We didn't have to go because we allowed open carry, and concealed carry. If you were legal in your state to conceal carry, you could carry in Louisiana. But now last week, we don't need a permit to conceal. I can conceal my pistol.
Yeah.
In public, and I don't need a permit.
Same here.
But I would like to have the permit. Okay.
Tennessee's.
If I get stopped or whatever, and I'll show my driver's license, my concealed carry card is right next to my driver's license. That's letting that officer know there might be a pistol in the glove box, you know, or in the console next to me. And the first thing he's going to do, he said, okay, can I see your weapon, you know? And then he'll unload it or whatever. And then he'll tell me what he stopped me for and write me a ticket. Then he'll write me a ticket because he stopped me for something. He didn't stop me to see my permit.
Yeah, we can conceal carry here too.
Yep.
It hadn't always been like that. I don't know when they changed it.
Without a permit?
Without a permit.
Okay.
I think Tennessee's an open carry and concealed carry. You can open carry all you want as long as you got a Tennessee driver's license.
Yeah. Well, we've always been able to open carry here, but we couldn't conceal carry without a permit. We got it through the Highway Patrol office, but don't even need that now. I looked all that up last year when I was buying guns.
Yeah, you definitely need a driver's license or identification if you're going to conceal carry.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days I'm going to go.
Bomb, the Moose said, yeah, but you can go and get, say if you need a specific military spec or something, resistor, you're not going to get that at Radio Shack. You got to go to like a Ralph's and get it, or a DigiKey online.
Is there any Radio
or if you live in,
I didn't think so. No, I was asking, is there even any Radio Shacks left in existence? I didn't think there were.
Oh, yeah. Not corporate stores, but the franchise stores. There's one in Abbeville where I'm from. Yeah. There was one here a while back. It closed down.
We had 2 of them. Both of them are
8 or 9 years ago, I think it closed down.
Yeah.
Full Wave Rec and Tim, Space Rangers Recording Studio. Yeah, I can conceal carry my beer.
Yeah, I missed Radio Shack, man, but they closed. We had two near me, and both of them closed way back.
We used to have Radio Shacks in the malls here in San Antonio.
It's hard to compete with Amazon and all this online. That's what killed them, you know.
All right, Boo, I'm going to jump off.
Radio Shack killed Radio Shack when the cell phones came out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Boo, I'm going to jump off. Have a good night.
Later, son.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be far behind you. I'm not going to be far behind you. I have a gun in each pocket, one under my hat, one in between my butt cheeks, and one in each boot.
Don't fall down.
Yeah, don't fall down.
Yeah. All right, Simon, take it easy. Braxton the Snake Fiend representing Northwest Louisiana. He said there's a Radio Shack. Oh, the Times of Radio Shack in Circuit City. Yeah. But don't they still have Circuit City?
Not that I know of.
No? Okay. Must be Best Buy that kind of took them out.
Uh-huh.
You know, Radio Shack, when cell phones came out, that's all they were interested in was that. They stopped ordering their electronics in their electronics department, you know, for parts and stuff. You walk in there and say, oh, I need a project box. I want to make a tone generator. They didn't want to talk to you. If you didn't want a cell phone, they didn't want to wait on you. Yeah. We still have a couple of Radio Shacks up here, but I heard they sell cell phone and batteries. Yeah.
I'm sitting here reading. This is from September of last year, 2023. The beloved 80s retailer, once on the brink of extinction, is staging a remarkable comeback under new ownership. Radio Shack and U.S.-based franchise of electronics retail stores endured multiple bankruptcies, and even though the brand closed down thousands of its stores, it's never completely disappeared. So they're talking about coming back bigger. That'd be cool.
Well, this one guy, I forget his name or company or whatever. He's toting the load on his shoulders, bringing Radio Shack back.
I wish they would,
because he knows there's a need for it. I mean, people are getting back into electronics. There's millions of ham radio operators out there, and well, you know, all over the world. But in the United States, there's, you know, oh man, a few 100,000 ham operators, and they love to go to Radio Shack and get these little project boxes and stuff. And they don't want to order online because, you know, you don't see the size of the box. You know, it gives you the sizes, the measurements, and the specifications. But me, like, I want to see the box I'm buying. You know, I've got a mat. One of my work mats is like 11 by 9 or something. and silicone work mats, solder mats, 11 by 9. So I can imagine if I see a box that's 10 or 11 inches, that way or 5 by 3 by 2.5 high, I know what size that box is just by looking at my work mat. I ordered a couple from Jameco Company, Jameco, Jameco. Some guy named James Thurston or something owns it. Anyway, it's a big cheap electronics parts house and interface stuff for computers and servers and all that stuff. And they got good prices. I got a nibbler from them. Hell, on Amazon and eBay they wanted like $25. I got it for $8.
Yeah.
And it's the same nibbler.
What I miss about Radio Shack, for instance, it's just one thing, but we used to run a karaoke show years ago, and this one thing, it was a paying gig, and it was a cable or something that just crapped out on us. I can't remember the details. And anyway, we had to run the Radio Shack right up the road, close to where my wife worked.
And they were open till like 9 o'clock at night. So
yeah, and got the part we needed, and went right back and never missed a beat. We did it before the show actually started. But nowadays we would have been in trouble because there was nowhere like that around me to buy stuff like that. You'd have to order it. Just one example of why they need something like that. There's no electronic stores around here, period, that I know of. Yeah, exactly. It was something to that effect. I can't remember exactly, but one of them tore up on us, and we had to do a quick run up to Radio Shack, get what we needed. Uh-oh, Cajun done lost connection or something. Yeah, you can order all that, but you're talking about days of getting it in. I miss being able to just drive there, get what you need, and go right back to, if you need it now type thing.
Oh, I need to kill that other Cajun coin hunter. I didn't know I was in here twice.
You could just say.
Missy said, "Oh, the internet went out." So no, the train passed, and all of a sudden, I kind of blinked.
Huh?
And I had to re-enter the studio. Well, that's what it said anyway. It brought me straight to the StreamYard page. Enter studio. So I entered it. Well, boop, I was in here twice. But anyhow, the train knocked me out. I've got a good set. I think it's got 4 or 5 RCA jacks. It's for like a TiVo, a DVR, and all that stuff. Let me grab that thing. Missy was going through her filing cabinet drawer for old bills and stuff and found that.
Take my daily aspirin while I'm thinking about it.
I should have just put a little piece of tape on there because knowing I'm going to get in here. I just put this up a few days ago and I'm getting in it already. Yeah, it's got 5 RCA jacks on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this ain't no cheap stuff neither. You got a blue, a red, a gray red, a black blue, a gray white. There's 5 of them, but on each side. And I know that's shielded good because that's some thick cable. That cable's thick.
Yeah. somewhere in here, I think it's in my closet. I got a box full of cables like that from years of just having extras and throwing them in there.
Look at this thing. That's for
Never
like
use them. It's like coax.
Coax jumper.
Yeah.
2 of them, 6 foot a piece, I think, or 8 foot. But
Yeah.
Look the outside of this. That.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That nylon thing on the outside. It's molded into pressed onto the nut that you turn with your fingers, and then you need a wrench. Now this one here, you don't. It's got that.
I got you. A little grip. Give you some grip.
Nylon grip on. That's a nice coordinate HDMI. 6 or 8 foot.
Yeah, I got
She was going through that, and I said, "Man, I've been looking for that stuff."
Yeah, I don't never throw them away. I got like I said, a box full of that kind of stuff. We got a bunch of them right up here in this cabinet too. HDMI cables and all kind of stuff. I don't throw none of that away. You never know when you're gonna need it.
Well, one of them is going to be for. I'm building a dummy load to work on. Instead of hooking speakers up all the time to a radio, home audio transistor.
Yeah.
To work on it or whatever, when you turn that radio on, those output transistors are looking for a load. They looking for speakers, So I want to build a dummy load, and the dummy load, I'm pretty sure, is going to have RCA jacks on it. I hadn't built it yet. I'm in the process of doing that now. I got this little box here.
You want to?
I got that box, and see, it's got these covers on it, front covers. All right. With this one here, I've got laid out halfway. I don't know if you can see let me make that bigger. See the 3/4 marks? That's 3/4, 3/4. Gonna have a switch in the middle and 2 B and C connectors here, one here and one here, to hook up my oscilloscope so I can see the signals coming out the radios to make sure that it's clean and not clipping and distorted and all that. But I'm going to put RCA jacks on there, to left and right. Then in the middle, it'll have a switch, 4 ohm or 8 ohm. And that's going to be 400 watt. It'll take 400 watts.
Right.
Wow. Damn, look at that beer bong.
That's a preview for my video I'm shooting tomorrow for my other channel. Any idea what it's for?
That right there. Okay, I see an air hammer right there.
That ain't an air hammer.
Right there. Yeah, that's a silencer, isn't it?
That is a water hose connection.
Oh, that pneumatic type.
It's just a quick disconnect.
Yeah, but it's the heavy duty pneumatic type. Yeah. That's not for your regular.
You'll have to watch the video to figure out what I do with it.
Yeah. Is that part of a vent system too, or no?
Yeah, it vents.
Okay.
It will vent, but that ain't what it's for.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell you.
What, crawfish pot?
No. This is, how aggravating it is if you got a central air conditioner when your AC condensate drain plugs up and it starts running out on the floor and the ceiling.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this part screws into the primary plug on your evaporator right here. And I put a union there to where I could break that loose to where if it plugs in here, you can clean it.
Right.
I put a valve here. It's valved off to where, and I valved this one off, and this one had to stay open when it's running. That's your vent.
That's your vent, yeah.
Anyway, mine does not have. It's not trapped with this is a U trap, and my current one is not trapped, and air is just blowing through out the other end, cold air or hot air, depending on if you're running furnace or whatever. Yeah. So at any rate, the way I'll do this in the future, I will valve that off. This will stay valved off anyway, unless I want to open it and clean it out through here, Okay. But hook a water hose to here. I've got it quick disconnect on my water hose. and you can valve off to where it can't go back in your unit and flush this whole thing out. This will tie into the part going outside.
Right. And where you can keep your system clean.
Right. This will be valved off too while I'm flushing it.
With them $8 ball valves.
Right. And that works way better than putting a wet vac on the other end of it, or even here, because that will unplug somewhat, but it gets so much algae growth in that pipe where it's just going to open it up enough to drain. But if you can actually flush water through here, it's going to be way better.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm going to have another union. This comes out and it's going to 90 down at an angle. I'm going to put a union right here to where I can actually take this completely out of the system if I really wanted to get it out to where I could clean it, or if I needed to, you know.
Well, hell, that's with that fitting you got for your hose, that'll blow everything out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got quick disconnects on all my hoses, and I'm just using this one basically as a cap. I bought a cap that screws into this water hose connection, pop it off, then pop my hose on there. And then I'll flush her out.
And nothing has pressure on it because it's just draining static water, you know.
Right. And if you really want to cut down on, if you did this every month or so, fill this up right here with vinegar and let that vinegar sit in there. And as this water drips in, it'll slowly drip out. But most of the, if I get a plug, it's gonna be right here more than likely.
Right.
But that vinegar will slowly drip out and kill off anything that's down the line. But like most people, you will tend to forget about it. So one day that will plug, hook a water hose, take all of about
clean it out.
Yeah, however long it takes you get a water hose in there is how long it's going to take to unplug it.
You got to get in your attic for that?
No,
or you got a closet in your house?
Mine's in my indoor unit is in my garage. Very easy to get to.
Okay.
A lot of these HVAC,
some of them are in attics, some of them are in a closet in the hallway with a return air filter in the door.
Oh, something else I'm putting on there. Where is it? Right here.
Rail 92. What's up, Mon ami?
When you're hooking up these drains, you got your primary drain, and offset a little bit higher is a secondary drain. That way, if this one plugs up, the water level in your water pan comes on up, it starts running out of this one.
And runs into that, yeah.
What this one's going to run into is this float switch. It'll run this float switch. It's got that little float right here. It floats. This will wire into my red on my low voltage, feeding everything.
Right.
And that shuts everything off. So the day that happens, you know you got a problem. That's the first thing you look at. If that float is floating, then blow out your condensate drain, and you're right back up and rolling. You know?
It's a float switch to turn everything off, not to trigger a pump.
Yeah, it's a safety float switch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's going on there too. Mine don't have one currently, and there's no trap in it. It is 3/4 inch line, and man, it's blowing a hurricane. It's just blowing outside, you know. And some units actually suck air. It depends on where the blower is in relation to the evaporator. If the blower is above the evaporator, it's pulling air, which makes negative pressure. You definitely want a P-trap on that. And in my case, a blower is in the furnace and the evaporator is sitting on top, so it's blowing air through the evaporator and it's pushing air out the condensate drain, if that makes sense. So anyway, yeah, there went my whole video. I just told you everything.
Oh, okay, Scott. Somebody jealous?
That's going to be part one of like 3 parts. It's getting ready for summertime, really. I'm going to start with that. Then I don't know which one I'm doing first, but I'm going to show all the preventive maintenance I do on my condensing unit. Then I'll show all the preventive maintenance on the air handler on the inside. Cleaning the blower wheel, cleaning the evaporator, all that stuff, getting ready for summertime.
Why don't you throw your link for your new channel in here, Russ? There's a few people in here that don't know you got your new channel up and running.
Let me see if I can. I'll have to go to YouTube.
Put your first video about it. That one you threw up last week.
I've got 2 videos up now.
Oh, throw the last one up. The link to the video, and that way it'll bring them straight to the video.
I'll just link it. I'll just put a link to the page if I can find it. Here it is. And they can check it out if they want to. Totally up to them. Let's see. View channel. Let me copy this. All right, now I've got to find your love. Oh, I gotta log back into my other account. Go to Smoky Ribs.
Put both of them up.
Here we are. All right, there it went.
That's Smoky Ribs channel. Oh no, wait a minute. No, never mind. That's your name on it on the first part.
Yeah, that's because I'm posting from this channel. I should have posted from the other one, but I'm not subscribed on the other one. I guess I should. I could have just did it from there. But that link that I posted with my Smoky Ribs is going to my new channel. Brand new channel. It's all how-to DIY stuff.
Yeah, most of y'all don't know that Russ used to be a certified electrician, welder, HVAC guy.
Yep. Automotive air condition.
Yeah, automotive air condition also. And pretty handy carpenter from what I hear.
Yeah, some of it. My dad raised me in a chain link and privacy fence business. And we also did like aluminum carports, driveways, and awnings and stuff like that. And a lot of that transfers over into carpentry. It's rough carpenter. I've never been like a cabinet maker or nothing like that. That's a skill.
I love cabinet making and trim work because
that's a skill right there.
Yeah, you can look back and be proud of yourself on something. Especially when you get word of mouth and people say, man, I saw what you call its house. They gave me your number. You know, I've seen the cabinets you built. Man, you built some pretty cypress cabinets. I want to set like that.
Hey, Boo, make me small again.
Oh. All right. There we go. Now you're a normal sized chili dog.
Yeah.
Man, I remember the old man Albert Nonkeba. He was my in-law uncle. Nonkeba Falk from Abbeville. He had owned the Abbeville Screen and Paint, and he used to do fencing. And he was telling stories about how the rolls of the chain link were like 50 cents to $1 a roll when you bought an 18-wheeler load of them.
Yeah.
And he was getting this one guy set up in the fencing business. And he stocked him. He says, you got $5,000? The guy says, yeah, why? He says, well, I'll get you stocked up on fence material. He said, with $5,000, he said, you can't hardly buy a whole lot fit for that. He says, you don't know the people I know. Because Mr. Albert was, Nonkeba was in the fencing business.
Yeah.
And he was getting them for in between 50 cents a roll and $1 a roll. And I forget how much for the top pipe, you know, the 20-foot length of top pipe. Yeah, top rail.
Is actually 21-foot length sweated
21
in. Yeah. Yeah. My dad raised me in that business.
I got my greenhouse was 40 foot long. So I got two of them put together.
Yeah.
On each side for my roll-ups that go 4 foot up on my high tunnel greenhouse. I got 4 of them, but they put together and bolted, and they roll up like that. Well, that's fixing to get torn down. It's not in motion anymore. But I'm going to use those for some other antenna mass pole.
I was getting ready to say we used to use that as antenna pole for back before cable TV and everything. And that's back when the metal was heavier, you know.
Yeah.
Wind wouldn't blow them over. But today, the quality of it, man.
I've got a 40 foot, I want to say, mass pole, but I don't have it cranked up all the way.
Yeah.
I don't have it cranked up all the way from my ham radio, my 10 meter, 11 meter antenna. I don't have it up all the way.
Right.
And I want to build some 5-element beams for 2 meter which is like 144 megahertz, and plus the 150 megahertz, 160 megahertz for VHF marine radio.
Yeah.
Because one of my ham radios I've got all the VHF channels programmed into it, and some family radio channels. You know, the little radios that companies use, like stores, big stores like Rouse's. You know, they'll have a little radio and their belt clip, and they'll do, okay, somebody needed in aisle 3. You know, clean up on aisle 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And each employee, each main salesman, stocker, or manager will have them little radios. That's FRS, Family Radio Service.
Right.
So I got all of those channels programmed into my ham radio. So I need, and then it's family radio. That's all on. I've got 2 meter. I've got it goes from 140, 130 something megahertz all the way up to 513 meg. So I got 2 meter, I got the 220 megahertz band, I got the 440 megahertz band.
All I got is that ham radio I showed you that time. I turned it on the other day, and there was 2 guys talking on it.
You can program it for all them channels like I got.
I've got it programmed to every repeater around here.
Yeah. So you got your Corp.
I don't talk. I'm just got it for listening.
I'm talking about, how did you put the channels in there?
Oh God, you would ask me that shit
on the computer.
No. I actually did it through here. It picked them up, and I locked them in. If I go through it right now, It's got a memory on it. It'll go to one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. It'll keep searching on the ones I got programmed unless I go out of that.
You using it as a scanner, because if you just locked in that channel, you didn't lock in the 5 kc offset and the other part you need to actually key up and chunk that repeater.
I can key in and talk, but I'm just not licensed.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah, no, they're actually locked in to memory. The repeaters around here.
Yeah, but your 5 kc offset's not programmed in with it.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, it's been almost a year. I was watching videos and everything when I programmed that, and I couldn't tell you now how I did it, but they're still locked in. I got a repeater here, Cable One, that's our cable provider. They got a big repeater here, Gulfport, and Van Cleve. That's it. I got 3 of them, and it'll sit there and loop them unless I hit an arrow and it gets it out of there. Then I can type in whatever I want, you know, or I can just do a scan until it finds one, you know.
I said I was wrong. I said Kurt, or what? It's Chirp. Chirp is the one you use to program those radios.
Mm-hmm.
It puts your 5 kc offset and all that in it for you.
Yeah, I've seen where you could do all that stuff online.
Yeah, well, you actually need that to key up and chunk that repeater.
Oh no, I can actually key down right now the Cable One. It'll send a signal right back to me that it got me. You know what I'm saying? I'll hit it every now and then. Just
you chunked it, okay?
Yeah, just key in. I was reading DeMoose's comment. Do you do stockade, Russ? Never done that, but we did do a lot of farm fencing and things like that. But primarily it was chain link and wood privacy. And when we used to do privacy, everything started off with like Western red cedar, really expensive boards even back then. Then eventually everybody went to that cheap pine, you know. But yeah, I've done all that. I could do any kind of fence, man. We've also done fully welded fences, which stockade that would be part of that, like in panels or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I got it just in case the crap ever hits the fan and internet don't work. That'll probably still work unless we get hit by EMP or whatever they call them and zap everything we own.
If it's off and there's no batteries in it, or if it's off, that EMP won't affect it. Like all my parts and stuff, and I got certain equipment that's not plugged in.
Yeah.
With no batteries in it, it won't affect EMP. Won't affect.
This has got built-in batteries. You know, I have to recharge it.
Right.
It's even got a charger.
If it's on an EMP, blast it. Yeah, sure enough.
It'll blast computers and everything else. Supposedly, you can put everything in those. What do they call those? Containers.
Faraday cage.
Yeah, Faraday cage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Scott, I can fix that. You must have shorted the hot and ground wire together, or they shorted somewhere in the system. Hell, I'll show you the part that'll fix it.
Yeah, but man, them two cats are coming in just as clear as they could be. They were on the cable one repeater. That's the closest one to me. Sound like they was in the room with me. I'll listen in on that a little bit. I haven't turned it on since, so it's probably a month ago. Who is that, Raging?
If you're backstage, I'll let you know backstage.
Oh, okay.
All right, Scott. If the hot and ground shorted somewhere in the system, or hot went to ground, that's what's wrong with it. If your antenna, if your little Teflon washer on your antenna mount bracket went out, and your hot and ground went out on your shorted your antenna, it's either one of these
transistors
or two of these transistors. That's your finals. So when smoke comes out, it's one of these, or both, or that.
What is that, diode?
That's a reverse polarity diode. That's what smokes when you hook them up backwards.
Gotcha.
Scott, is the radio a old Uniden with the Cobra faceplate, or is it just the Cobra 29?
It's a Cobra 29. A Cobra faceplate won't fit on a Uniden radio. The knobs are placed different, and the meter's in a different area. They're the same radio inside, though.
Oh, I've got a old Cobra 29 with a Uniden body.
Yeah, Uniden made the chassis for it.
Yeah, it's an old radio.
Yeah, well, Uniden always made the Cobras, the boards and the chassis. The Cobra just put their faceplate and knobs on it. Uniden used to send them to printed circuit boards.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's actually a Uniden radio with, but that's been the case. Uniden made Radio Shack's, some of Radio Shack's radios.
That little radio right there, boy, I tell you, it would reach out and touch somebody.
I probably worked on it when I had my shop.
I don't know. It belonged to an old time trucker.
Oh, I might have worked on it. Daniel showed up. Johnny and Daniel showed up at the house one day, and Daniel saw my stuff. He was like, "Man, you work on radio?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you look familiar." He said, where was your shop at? I said, Tiger. He said, "You worked on my radio." He said, you're a damn good radio man. I'm like, that's what they told me. Oh, now it won't receive clear, or you don't hear nothing. You can't hear nothing out your speakers. And if you key up, nobody can hear you. That's your audio chip that smoked. I forgot about that. That or the pins broke loose off the circuit board. When you tighten up them knobs on the side on a 29 or 25, if you don't have them little rubber washers between the mounting bracket and the radio, and you nut up on them knobs because it's still doing this because it don't have them rubber washers, you nut up on them knobs like that real tight. You manhandle them. You actually pulling that audio chip's bolted to the side chassis. You're actually pulling in the legs on that audio chip. They bent over like that, and they soldered to that board like that. And when you pull that chassis away, that audio chip's coming with it. It's pulling them legs off the circuit board. I fixed many a radio like that. Never charged nobody nothing, for that. Not just for that, The smoke came from the microphone. Damn. What'd you do? Catch a lightning strike?
I might have one I can send them. but it'll be a week or so before I can get home and get it.
We used to be big into CBs years ago, and in Pasco there was an old man. I can't even remember his last name, but we used to take our radios. We're talking about bass units. We take them in there and get him to tweak them and tune them up and get them talking a little bit better. You know, that was a long time ago, man. That's 30 years ago, easy.
From the mic socket. That could be audio chip because your audio wire is connected right to it. I mean, your audio wire goes right directly per se to your audio chip.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, I got a radio I can show y'all.
He said where it goes into the radio.
Yeah, the socket.
Midland. I remember Midlands.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first CB I ever had, it was in, I had a 69 Mustang I bought used, and this little thing wasn't about that wide, kind of long, just mounted. It only had just a few channels, but it would listen in and talk. I was probably 15 years old. I'd do that at night. I'd go out in my car and turn that radio on, just listening, trying to catch somebody.
See, I use a straight card for my mic. That's a Road King 56, RK56. I don't use that curly card. I use a straight card. I used to sell the hell out of that at my shop.
Yeah, I've got
you got a little short cord like this. It's supposed to stretch 4 foot, and that radio 6 foot from the driver, and he's stretching that poor little cord like that. He's stretching that out, and it breaks at the mic because you got it in a bind like this, unless you have it upside down like this,
Yeah.
But and then it puts it in a bind at the radio, so they break, and all you need is 4 or 5 foot of this straight cord. But somebody wanted this radio when they came to visit from Ohio. Had some YouTubers come down, some truck drivers, and Mark is truck driver. Polar Bear Ed used to be a truck driver, but they all mechanics. That's shiny.
Yeah, it is.
That is a Connex. That is the 150 watt radio right there.
Yeah, that thing's shiny.
That's the HP, the bottom of the channel knob. Connex HP, high performance, high power. Actually,
how long ago did you? How long ago did you have a shop?
CX 4300 HP. I had it for 10 years, and started it in '89.
Okay.
At Tiger Truck Stop, Grosse Tête. When you pass through, and JB lives to the east of it, but if you were heading to Lafayette, you'd see a sign saying Grosse Tête. That's Grosse Tête, or Grosse Tête, as they say over there, but it's Grosse Tête. It means big head in French. It's a big mound of land. You got the swamp, and then you got Grosse Tête, and then you got the basin. So it's one big high piece of ground in between two swamps.
Yeah.
So they call it big head of land, high land.
What all did you work on? Just CBs or?
No, I worked on VCRs and all that stuff, and police radios.
I got you.
And boat radios.
Yeah, VHF.
Yeah.
Why'd you quit doing that? Hey, you could do that nowadays, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what I am doing. I'm starting that back up.
Okay.
I done fixed a few TVs, a few VCRs.
Yeah.
I can send you a picture of the title so you can order a battery. I don't need the title to buy a battery. Yeah, anyway, when Mark and Sandy and Polar Bear, he has radios too in his truck. But Mark was like, after they had left, we were on a live stream. He said, I had mentioned that radio. He said, man, I was looking at that radio. I was going to ask you if you wanted to sell it, but I didn't think you wanted to part with it, And I'm like, oh, maybe I would have, But I said, that radio has only been out of the box when it got out of the box, it wasn't even 6 months old. And the guy returned it for work. Said it didn't work, but it was his antenna. Couldn't find. Well, anyway, Barry said there's nothing wrong with the radio. You know, it works fine. He said, no, man, there's something wrong with it. He says, I can't find that wrong with it. The guy says, you can have it. And he had just bought it from him 6 months before. And then I got it from Barry, my buddy, because he had a radio shop at the same time I had a radio shop. But he was in New Iberia, and he worked on mostly amplifiers for CBs. Worked on CBs plus amplifiers. And when I'd get amplifiers in, I would take the amplifier, write the, get the details, name, number, and all that, what's wrong with it, write an invoice on it. And then Barry would stop by almost every day at my shop. He owned his own truck. He was a truck driver and worked on radios at his house at night in the afternoons or days off. And he'd fix it. He'd drop it off at my shop the next day or 2 days later with his invoice, and boom, I give it back to the driver when they picked it up and collect the money from him. But that's that little chrome radio right there, and that's how it came. That's how it came from the factory with the chrome covers, because it's got the band, the frequencies on it right here. If you buy chrome covers, you don't get this.
Yeah.
Because some people buy chrome covers for that. But that was a $450 radio right there.
That one still work?
Oh yeah, I got that hooked up. That's a ham, CB and ham.
Okay.
That's a 10, 11, and 12 meter radio. That thing will go way down below channel 1. I'll go down to 25, 5 or something like that. And channel 1 is at 26,965. I'm going down, let me see. I'm going down 1, 2, 3. I'm going down 140 channels below channel 1.
Okay.
I'm right there in the 12 meter band right at.
Yeah.
Pudding Tang. I was a shoe polish kid.
I was the
Poison
hit
Oak
man.
and was covered in calamine lotion when CB was fun. Yeah.
I was the hit man. And where that name come from, we used to play traditional darts a lot. And I was pretty darn good at it. I could hit a bullseye anytime I wanted. And I just was called the hit man. And that transferred over into CB,
Yeah, okay. How y'all doing on the Floribama line out there, Pudding Tank? Oh, the VIN number says what battery it takes. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Napa's got them computers, because I'm going to go to Napa. That's where I bought my Jeep battery. And it was funniest thing, battery was giving us trouble and had a dead cell in it. And me and Johnny had to go in Johnny's Jeep at the time and jumpstart Missy at the driver's license plate. I think she just renewed her license. And so I told Johnny, thank you. He followed us to Napa anyway. And we went to Napa, and I told him, I says, I need a new battery, and all. So anyway, they got the information and went and got the battery out the Jeep. The clerk did, unscrewed it, took it out, and he was like, you know what? He said, today is the day. 1 year ago, 365 days ago, you bought this battery. He says, you get a free one a free battery for free. There's no prorate, because today was the last day. You get a year free replacement. And then after that, it's got like a 4 or 5 year warranty, but they prorate it every month. They knock a few dollars off, so you got to pay a little bit. Like, say if it's a year and 4 months old, you got to pay, say, $10 or $12, and then you get a brand new battery. But then, your prorate goes that when you get that brand new battery, you don't get that 1 year free warranty. Your existing warranty on your old battery takes over on your new battery. So since I got the free warranty, it started the new year. Mm-hmm. So I got the brand new warranty on it.
Nice. Well, Boo, I'm going to jump out of here, man. My
All
wife's
right, Russ.
already.
Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my wife's already in
So
bed.
you,
I'm not going to bed yet, but I haven't eaten supper yet, and I'm gonna go in there and make me something. So
so you got that video coming out tomorrow? You saying?
I got to shoot it tomorrow. That
Oh,
that video
okay.
probably won't be out to Sunday. Then I've got to shoot a cooking video. If this rain, I think it's supposed to rain Saturday, so I'll probably have to shoot it either Sunday or early next week. But it's just gonna be ribs. But Justin at Baby Back Maniac gave me the idea. He did direct heat ribs on his Weber Smoky Mountain. I don't have a Weber Smoky Mountain, but I do have a Pits and Spits, and I owe them a video. So I'm going to do that direct the whole cook, but there's enough distance between the ribs and the fire to where
Oh,
I
okay. You're
should be
not
able
close
to
to the fire. Okay.
right. And
Yeah.
so that it's going to
Yeah.
be direct heat pork ribs, spare ribs, and
You gotta stay with them. Direct heat.
well, not really. You just got to monitor your fire and make sure
Yeah. Well,
it don't get out of control. As long as I'm
that's
running
kind of what I
my
meant.
225, 250, no more than 275 at the grade, I'll be fine.
Oh, that'll work.
It'd be kind of like when I did them on my Santa Maria. There was enough distance there. I can get a full 18 inches from the fire to the ribs, so shouldn't be no
Oh,
problem.
that works. That works.
Yeah.
That way they flame kissed, flame licked.
Well, they won't even be near the flame, but they're able to slow cook, So we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, I want to see that one. I
Train-
always take
Yeah.
mine off to the side on the right on the edge of the fire.
Yeah, I normally do them indirect, but this is
Yeah,
going to be direct. They just popped in my head when I was watching his video. I'm like, I know what my next video is going to be.
Ribs on sale at the local supermarket. Going tomorrow to stock up. There you go.
Yeah, Tarina
Hey.
bought one rack today. She asked me how many racks. I said just one. All I need is one rack. It's just
If
me.
they're
and
on
you.
sale though, like for $1.09, like they do over here, $1.09 or $1.19.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll get 3 of them, 4 of them, because they
Yeah,
only $5, or $6 for the whole rack.
I wasn't with her, and she never told me how much they cost. She just bought them.
Yeah.
I'm just getting them for the video. But
The moose. Russ has got a video. It's about 2 years old, something like that. The
Which
one where
video?
you cut at that fifth bone, and you cut that spare rib into St. Louis style.
I've got a couple videos showing how to cut full spare ribs into St. Louis. That's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You find the fifth bone, that's the longest bone. Like if you're looking at your ribs, and if you go back to the fifth, that's the tallest bone. You start an incision and just square cut and then square cut. You cut the rib tips off of it, and then you do some trimming on each end, pull off the membrane.
But the way you cooked it though, that I forget which one that was, but anyway,
That's
the
a
moose
couple years
checked that
ago.
video out.
Yeah,
That was a couple years ago.
Did it on my all set. Yeah, I've done a few of
And,
them. Also did a video with Brian Ducharme years ago. It was a pit barrel cooker versus a Southern Pride 500 big rotisserie smoker, and we just did it for kicks and grins. But I showed how to take those full ribs and cut them down. That's easy. As long as you make an incision in front of that longest bone and cut straight and then cut straight, you're never going to be into the bones, just cartilage, And I cook the rib tips too. I'll put them off to the side. But at any rate, where did Boo go? I'm fixing to jump off here.
You probably went to find something or lean off the dock, one or two.
Yeah.
Found an inner fender for less than $40 online. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I hadn't done no barbecue lately, but I've been itching too.
You ain't the only one. My barbecue pit's in the damn storage building.
I was going to do a full brisket, whole packer brisket on my old hickory, but I need to get this video out for Pits and Spits, so I decided to do that, and I might do the brisket in a week or two.
What's the recommended temperature for a brisket on an offset smoker?
I go usually about 250. offset kind of, it'll swing a little bit in between adding a log. So if I can hold it between 250 and 275, I don't go no hotter. To get a really good smoke on that thing needs to smoke at least a good 8 hours, before you wrap it. If you wrap it, I don't even like wrapping. Like when I do it on this old hickory, it's going to get smoked the entire time, however long it takes, 12, 14 hours, depending on the size of the brisket. But at any rate, guys, I'm going to jump off here. Thanks for
all right, Russ.
All right, Russ, appreciate you coming up.
All right, later, chat.
Pluto. Yeah, the Suzuki needs the inner fender, the little liner. On the front side, they got that little that hard plastic or whatever liner you can unscrew to get to the harmonic balancer or the starter or the alternator. Like Missy's little car that we had before we traded it for that Dodge truck, the harmonic balancer went out on it, and the way that was made, the rubber slipped off or something, and I had to take the tire off and the inner fender. It's just in the fender well, hard plastic. You unscrew it, pop it out, and then the harmonic balancer was right there. There's no way I could get to it. I could get to it, but I couldn't, like I did, from the tire side, from the fender side. What color is that new fender you got for it, Scott? Is it the same color as the car? Or am I going to have to bring it to the shop and get it painted?
It's going to come hot pink.
Hot pink. Because the car got in an accident. A woman hit him on that side and messed that side of that fender, the bumper, and the hood. And then the headlight assembly, naturally. So he got a hood for it, and the hood's the same color as the car. It's on there.
Same color.
Yeah, same color. All right, I got to type something in chat because she ain't going to be able to hear me.
Oh. It just amazes me.
I see it. She's smiling now. But the ears, the ears that hold the fender on, the bolt holes, those little ear tabs, he said they need to be tweaked a little bit. Naturally, they probably got a little bent in that accident. So
just heat them up, bend them back.
The Moose said, my wife used to look at me when trimming ribs, say, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? You canine? You fool." I don't trim. The fat to me is flavor, But like when I'm trimming that rib, I'm just taking that big spare rib, okay? And I'm turning it into a St. Louis rib, all right? St. Louis style. And then the bottom that I cut off, I'll freeze that. I cut it in pieces. They have a couple of little bitty bones in there. But most of it's just like a big hunk of meat and fat. And I cut it in small pieces, like 4, and I put it in 2-gallon bags, and I can make 2 roasts, that, because that's all meat. That's the tip meat, rib tips. And Missy makes a gravy with that in a black pot.
I ain't never cut that off. Does it really make a difference?
Not really. Some people prefer St. Louis style ribs, but that big hunk that you cut off, like when you buy baby back or St. Louis style ribs, you don't get that big hunk of meat on there, and you're paying more because it's got some fat on it too. But you're paying more for St. Louis style ribs than you are the spare ribs, and you're getting the spare ribs for half the price of St. Louis ribs almost, Because St. Louis style, they $250, and I can get the spare ribs for $1.19. You know, that's less than half price. So, and I'll buy like I said, 3 or 4, and put in the freezer just like that because they wrap real good. But like I said, Missy will make a gravy with that, or you can throw that on the pit. You know. Oh, it's a even sexier front end bumper, huh? No extras, but the AC and power windows. Oh, okay, it's got power windows. No cruise control, but that's all right. You know, you get lazy on that cruise control when you use it a lot.
I don't
All right, the
use it
moose.
much.
Yeah, being fun. 4 o'clock comes early. That's right.
No, I don't use it much in this thing.
Shit, every truck I had didn't have cruise control, and I mean big truck like what you driving, semi.
She uses it more than I do. I don't. I just prefer not to.
Well, you don't get cruise control with a. Yeah, in a way, you did have a cruise control on some Pete's. You had that throttle control, like for your PTO. You know, if you was running a PTO, you pulled out on that throttle control and you screwed it and had a store knob on it. Know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
Yeah, you could set that, but then you'd have to hurry up and push it in though. You know, if you needed to slack off on your cruise control, they had a button on it. You just slammed it in. But that you have to get used to that to do that, because that's more of a PTO control and not for a cruise. Because you can push in your clutch and hit the brake, but your engine's still revving. At 1650 or whatever, 1700.
Wait, Scott, they're still sending you emails? Oh, Jesus.
Theo, Country Mile Garage is in the house.
Hey, Theo.
Oh yeah. Last night Johnny came over to eat supper and he spent the night. I told him, I said, Johnny, look inside. Look in there. That intake's off of there. I said, look in there, and you better see your valves. And he did. When he got home today, he went to work on the Jeep, and he looked in there and he sent me a text. I think he had tried to call. I don't know. But anyway, he sent me a text. I was on the phone with Full Wave Wreck. And he said, call me. I found out what's wrong with the Jeep. And I'm like, all right. I called him up. He said, I looked in there and the valve seat's right there, dropped on the valve. He said, that's what's keeping it from going, the valve from going up. He dropped the valve seat. Just got done and finished eating. Well, jump up here, Theo. Oh, well, we didn't play Where in the Heck's Raising Cajun tonight when we had 18 people in here. Yeah, so now that Johnny knows what it is, he had an outboard he had to work on. He had got the front cover off yesterday. It was raining most all day yesterday, but it cleared up. Sun came out about 3 o'clock, so he worked on it about an hour or so, and he got the front cover off. It wouldn't come off, and he found a boat that was half hidden. So he got that off, and he said the front cover popped right off, and now he's got access to the chain tensioner and the chain going to the sprocket on the cam on the head. So he said, I'm going to just work on that outboard today and see if I can finish it up and then jump on the Jeep tomorrow. He said there's 10 bolts on it, I think. 10 head bolts or 8 head bolts, something like that.
Mhm.
Come on. I'll put you on the chair. That way you ain't by my feet. Yep. Whoever called that, the valve seat out 2 weeks ago, they nailed it on the head. Oh, a week and a half ago, whatever.
I think it was Sunday when they said that.
Not this past Sunday. It was before that. I don't know if it was in his live stream before that, like 2 Sundays ago, or Tuesday night on Rob's channel, Hot Rod Rob.
Yeah, we were talking about that Sunday night, and it got mentioned by Quick Rich.
Well, this past Sunday I had brought it up, but it was mentioned, I think, the Sunday before that, two Sundays ago, it was mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a week and a half. Yeah, Dave said that. Now it was 2 Sundays ago. Because I told Johnny about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look to see if it's not the valve seat. And he never did. You know, he's like, said, did you look to see if it was the valve seat? And I said, well, I don't have the head off. I said, you don't need the head off. And I told him, and I guess he didn't hear me or he forgot, but I told him last night, I said, did you see if the valve seat was dropped? And he was like, no, I don't have the head off yet. I said, you don't need it. I said, just look in there. The intake's off. You can see that. And he was like, oh, okay. There you go, Scott. That's right. And I do appreciate it. Missy appreciates it more than I do. Believe me. So anybody want to guess which state Raging Cajuns in? We just gonna play it like that. No prize or nothing. Just the honor of guessing the state.
Yeah, the last winner didn't has still yet to email me.
I'm gonna have to call him up. I need to call him. I hadn't talked to him in lost contact with him a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, something like that. So he sent me his phone number. I need to call him. Country Miles says Montana.
Nope.
Nope. All right, let's see. I guess Full Wave Rick left. He'd have done guessed already. Let me see. Let me take a guess. Colorado.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Country Mile says Texas.
Nope.
All right. Let me see. Let me take another guess. Ohio. Okay.
I'll take some states out of it. It's nowhere in the Northeast.
It's not in the Northeast. Okay. So you're in the Midwest or the West?
You got about 30 other states to come up with.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh. I was going to say what Scott just said. Not Kansas. Idaho.
Nope.
No. Okay.
No, not Indiana.
Not Indiana. That's not quite the Midwest.
Technically, Indiana's almost northeast.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. Okay. I'm thinking because Ohio is to the east of Indiana. I was thinking Ohio. Yeah. Indiana, I think, is where the Midwest starts. Somewhere in that area, that region. It's not New York because I can't smell you. North Dakota.
I wouldn't be in New York. Fuck New York.
North Dakota.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna say then I'm gonna go all out and I'm gonna say Oregon.
Nope.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Not Northwest either.
Not Northwest neither. Okay. Missy said Tennessee.
Nope.
Okay.
I wish I was in Tennessee.
Yeah, you'd be close to home, huh?
Yeah. I'd be going to get my license done.
Oh, that's right. I heard something about renewing your license, or
Yeah, I've got to change the states on my license
why is that?
because I can't use Michigan anymore.
Oh, you're not residing in Michigan anymore. Well, you're not
No,
residing anywhere. Really? You don't have a permanent address.
no, not as of yet. But I'm going to be using my sister's address.
Oh, okay.
My license was once that address before, so I just got to go into DMV and get it reinstated and take
Oh,
whatever
okay.
test they want me to take.
Scott said Kentucky.
Nope, nope, not
Diabolical
Missouri.
58, what's going on? He said
Hey,
Missouri.
diabolical.
Oh, Missy said Minnesota. Minnesota.
Oh, well, Missy got it.
Missy got it. Minnesota. Then David Carlisle didn't guess. Yeah. Michigan driver's license drives just as good as any.
Uh-huh. Yeah, go back from a 4-year license to back to the 8-year license.
Oh.
Hmm.
How you doing, Diabolical? Mon ami. Good seeing you in the stream. The Devil Dog in the house. Hoorah!
Yeah.
Semper Fi.
Damn jarheads.
Got leatherneck, jarheads, maggots. They call them sometimes. Fixing to find some food, he said. Man, I ate some missing meatball and gravy with some cream style corn on the side. I tore that up before. That's why I'm late. I had to eat. Had to get me something to eat. I couldn't wait till after that was over. Man, my belly button was slapping my spine, slapping my backbone. Scott said Cajun would tell you how good fluid film works in the salt belt. Yeah, because from what I've seen from pictures, they ain't a spot of rust on that car. And you
I don't know.
under
I
the
don't know,
hood,
country.
under the hood and all, when there's no fender, on that one side, you could see down there real good.
Hmm.
Fixed it, laughing out loud. Fix what, Theo?
He couldn't see anybody else's comments.
Oh,
I guess something was going on. I don't know.
I see it now. How come I don't see other comments? Oh, fixed it. Yeah, YouTube changed around a little bit. Now when you go and when you're on YouTube and you're watching somebody live, I'm not talking about in StreamYard, just when you're on YouTube watching somebody live, the chat automatically pops out to the right hand side, real long like that. Instead of you having to pop it out, because usually the comments were below, unless you put it on a regular standard size or whatever they called it, and then the screen popped out and you only had about that much comments. Now you got a big old long row of comments that's automatic. Nope. No fingerless gloves. No finger condoms neither.
I bought myself another pair of gloves. They're pretty decent.
No, unless you got a spare pair you want to throw in there, Scott. Yeah. Don't go out and buy none.
Yeah, these are the
Work gloves, regular leather work gloves.
Cummins work gloves.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty decent. I mean, they're pretty comfortable in the hand too.
I like the horseman, cattle style. When you leather
I gotta
gloves.
get. That's another reason why I gotta get home. I gotta find that extra pair of gloves I've got for you and get them sent out to you.
Oh yeah, because I was thinking, say Marlboro was out. I wanted to order a set from Marlboro, and they were out.
Yeah, I've got a pair of them that
They had small and medium, but they didn't have any large. I had a pair of gloves I got from I don't know if they're still in my lawnmower shop or not. And
I got
two-stroke shop.
I got 2 pairs of those gloves off of Marlboro.
I call it my two-stroke and carburetor shop because it's small, but it's being used for storage right now. And I got boxes in there and bags, big 55-gallon bags of Coke cans, beer cans. People save cans for me, and I throw their little bags in these 55-gallon bags. And I must have about 14 of those in that shop. I didn't know I could put that many bags in that little shop. And it ain't but like 10 by 12. And then what I got a wheelbarrow style air compressor, M-Glow air, the bullet tanks, the 2 long ones, but the wheelbarrow style with wheelbarrow handles. You got a 6.5 horse Honda on it. It was running. I've got a Craftsman, like a DR trimmer, but it's Craftsman with the weed eater head on the front of it with that thick string. I got one of those in there. I've got one of my regular push mowers. It's a Toro, and it's got bearings in the wheels. That thing glides when you push it. It's almost like a self-propel mower.
The gloves I use for fueling when I stop for fuel are these
and cheapos.
These little gloves here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't use no good leather gloves for pumping diesel.
Yeah. That's the ones I use for pumping diesel whenever I put diesel in the truck.
Now to shift them with one finger. That'll work. Deerskin gloves, yeah. I like calfskin. I had a pair. I think I got them from Marlboro, if I'm not mistaken. I won them. And those suckers fit perfect.
Mm-hmm. Are they the tan leather ones?
They're real soft.
Mm-hmm.
Real soft ones. Kind of like deer skins.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't like the way they fit my hands.
Really?
Yeah.
The ones from Marlboro?
Yeah, I don't like the way they fit my hand.
Damn. And that's the ones I like. My fingers they're not fat, but they used to be bigger than that when I was pulling on them neutral rats. Skin and neutrals. Pulling on them hides all the time. My fingers got fat.
I got long fingers.
Yeah. And in carpentry work, swinging the hammer and all, my left hand my fingers were always bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Night, Tim. Have a good one, mon ami.
See you later, Space Ranger.
I'm at the 2-hour mark almost. And the 2-hour mark almost.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. I got to go put that radio back in line. Hell, I don't even have the coax hooked up. We had them storms come in the last couple of days. I could hear that thump, that thunder in the far distance. I said, I think I got time to undo my coax, my antenna. I'll take it out of line. Because lightning, hell, man, it'll hit 10 miles from a thunderstorm sometimes. And I sure didn't want it hitting me while I was unscrewing the coax out of my frequency counter because I got it hooked up to my frequency counter. I need to rearrange that. I need to put it where the antenna comes out the control station, the watt meter, and the monitoring station. Put the antenna there where it's supposed to go, and then hook the radio to the frequency counter. That way, if I have an amplifier in line, I don't have all that wattage hitting my frequency counter, which it can take wattage. That don't matter. It just samples it anyhow. I need one more part for the old T100. I need the lower shock mount for the rear. The mount underneath the leaf spring. Why, is it bad?
Shit, I haven't even begun to work on the Silverado yet.
What you mean work on it?
Tune up. I gotta redo the front, rebuild the front suspension on it.
Oh, okay.
I just want the truck to be sound. More sound than it already is.
I got you.
I want it to last another good couple years. Of course, I keep up with the maintenance on that truck, so.
Oh, Johnny left. I don't know if Johnny gave me that stuff or what. He put them way over here. He found these on the side of the road the other day. He said, look what I found walking home. He put them in flips.
Oh, shit. Nice.
2 silvers and a gold. That's some doubloons from Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras doubloons.
Let's see what crews are on there. Or they probably just generics. I guess he gave them to me. He put them on top of them Panzer chocolate. No, that was a couple days ago. I don't know if he gave them to me or just forgot them. Okay, that's a gold Doro. That's and this one, they the same. They just generic doubloons. There's a plain with a gold one with the Mardi Gras masks and the crown on top, the king's crown, King Rex, I guess. Oh, and they do like an American coin too. If you do this, it's not like a medallion. They like this. When you flip an American coin over like that, it's right side up. If you do it sideways like that, turn them, the other side's upside down. American money, when you flip it like this, everything's right side up. Canadian money, when you turn it sideways like that, it's right side up on both sides. They call that a medallion style. So these are American style coins. You got to flip them like this. I didn't kill y'all with that shiny bald head, huh? I didn't blind y'all.
Nah.
Yeah, 3 Mardi Gras doubloons. He put them on top of that, so I don't know if he gave them to me or what. It don't matter. Shit, I got doubloons on beads. I got a 55-gallon drum of beads. We're gonna have a closer look at that shiny beaver. Yeah, on them Canadian coins. Yeah, I gotta polish up on that story that I gotta tell Sunday night. Y'all get ready for that one. I got a good story coming on Theo's live stream Sunday night. It's gonna pop at about 15 to 9 or 9 o'clock. I'll tell that story. It's based on a true story too. It's happened quite a few times in South Louisiana. It's probably happened other places too, but in South Louisiana, kind of known for little stuff like that. There on the river, and on the river in the outboard, Evan Root outboard motor on the boat. That glare will melt snow, Cajun. No wonder the snow's gone in New York. There you go. Man, when y'all need a snow melt, y'all contact me. I take my hat off. How'd you do that, Scott? How'd that shock mount break loose? You hit something? Hit all them potholes on them New York highways. That'll do it. Emerald, damn good motor. That's right. Damn fine motor.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, it was that old boy. That had to be a troll. I forgot his name. Bryce. Asking all them stupid questions about outboard. Got a reverse propeller or whatever. They do have counterclockwise propellers. They do have those. When you get a double motor, double outboard, double trouble on the back of a boat, we call that double trouble. You want counterclockwise props on that. Otherwise, you're gonna want to turn. You're gonna fight your steering. And in some of them, your fifth, you got 4 and 5 motors on the back. And that one in the middle, that's an extra long shaft engine, and that one stays neutral whichever way you want it. It don't matter. But the other 2 on the port and starboard side. But anyway, we was talking about them Chrysler motors. Man, that's one. That's one right there. You can. I want people to put diesel in it to see if it'll run backwards. The engine will run the opposite way. I want people to do that so they'll mess it up. Chrysler's ain't worth a crap. They made it. Now they had a few good ones, but they had a lot of lemons straight out the factory. A lot of lemons, brand new.
I've seen a lot of the swampers that go into the swamp to get all the seafood stuff. They're starting to use Honda engines.
That's not what?
They're starting to use Honda.
Oh, well, Honda's been Honda outboards. That was the pioneer of 4-stroke engines. Honda. The biggest one they made was the one. What, the 90 horse? I think it was right at 100 horse, 90 or 100 horse. That was the biggest Honda made. The small one was 7.5 and 10 horse. Same block, different carburetors and reed valves, reed plate.
I know.
Those are for sailboats. Little what they call them? Little side kickers. To help out in case you ain't got no wind or something, and you coming in the harbor. You want to use a little outboard for a small sailboat, not no big sailboat. J. Mary Stone, how y'all doing? I was gonna do work or watch you. Well, I'm watching you, so you won. Well, thank you. You coming in and at the tail end of the stream we fixing to call it a night.
I know Kip. I know Kip. He uses Honda.
Yeah, he's got several boats. You talking about Frederick?
Yep.
Kendall?
Yep.
Okay, when you say Kip, I'm like, Kip Sonye, the singer? I was raised with him. We went to the same school together. The country singer, Kip Sonye and Hurricane. Anyway, what I was getting at. Oh, yeah, diesel. Put diesel in that Chrysler and see if it'll run backwards. Lord have mercy. What a question. Somebody told me I can put diesel in that engine and it'll run backwards. Nah, right. Yeah. I'm going to believe in everything you hear. Anyway,
It'll run backwards, all right.
the
Right into the dirt.
Yamahas. Yeah, Honda's been out for a long time. They the pioneer of 4-stroke. And a buddy of mine, he had 2 of them on the back of a Wellcraft, and he traded it and a few dollars for, or a guy traded him a Grady White and a few dollars with a big Yamaha on the back. He got with his company in Florida to custom make him a trailer for that Grady White. He just gave him the trailer place, and they built it. They had all the frame benders, the I-beam benders, and the C-channel benders, and all that stuff. But this was made out of aluminum I-beam, and they had all them benders and stuff. So he just called that company in Florida and said, here's the model boat I got, and I want all rollers on that trailer. And I forget how much that trailer cost him for that Grady White.
Clockwise is for upstream and counterclockwise is for downstream.
There you go.
Just how it is.
Let's see.
Everybody's got their own preference in vehicles. I mean, not everybody's going to like the same vehicles.
$165, 160. Yeah, 160, I think. I think we got it with 145. We didn't put that many miles on it. We only went out of town. Well, we went to Walker. 165, Mrs. We went to Walker to my daughter's for her birthday a couple of years ago, and we went to Chauvin with it twice. So we went out of town 3 times. That was it. That was it. I mean, when I mean out of town, I mean, 100 miles out of town. That's what I mean by out of town. Which my daughter didn't live no 100 miles. And from here to Baton Rouge, it's an hour. And then from Walker, another 20 minutes or so. So, yeah, it's 80 miles or something. But Chauvin was, I was 100 plus a little bit, 100 and some change. But we didn't go out of town a lot. I mean, Mamu, I consider that local. That's not out of town, really, because it's only Mamu's only 9 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd do that about 4 or 5 times a month. And when Johnny had the Jeep, Johnny's the one put all the miles on the Jeep. We didn't put them miles. Johnny would go to Richard almost every other day to work on the outboard, and Richard's like not quite halfway to Crowley. I want to say 12 miles, 25, 30 mile round trip. He'd do that every other day. I didn't know he was doing all that. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. Them little Suzuki engines and stuff, them things good for 300,000-400,000 miles. I've been Mopar since Lee Iacocca. There you go. Yep, you don't get that many lemons out of a Dodge. Well, now I think my buddy Richard Ardoin, he got one. He bought it from his nephew. His nephew or his uncle. He bought it from his uncle. I want to say it was his uncle, but his uncle was younger than him. Or his nephew was older than him. Anyway, he bought this truck. It only had 27,000 miles on it. A red Dodge pickup, short wheelbase, V6, just like mine. Mine was a Sport, Dodge Sport with the Magnum in it. He had the Magnum in his. and he brought it for something, an oil change or something. They told him, you need a front end. You need new tie rods and all that. I'm like, what? Well, you know, I guess the bushings rotted or something because the truck didn't have no miles. His nephew, that was his go to church truck, you know, because he worked out of town and he had a small pickup with a 4-cylinder in it, or a car with a 4-cylinder to go to work, easy on gas. Front end, and then something else went wrong, and then he lost ground somewhere. The engine just killed. But anyway, he's got a ground loss somewhere. The truck's all apart. The bed's off. The front fender, the hood's in the bed of the truck. The truck just won't run. The engine there's a ground missing somewhere. The guy's got a scanner. I guess he just don't know how to use it. Like Theo said, jumper cables. You know, you find your missing ground with jumper cables. Easy as that. Yeah, I'm going to keep on using the same oil you use, Scott. All you got to do, I think it was Purple Power, you said, or something like that. Purple Motion Lotion or something. Something like that. I know they got Power Purple in it. I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
Purple Power is a degreaser.
Yeah, but he says that synthetic oil he uses is purple something. I think.
Royal Purple.
Royal Purple. There it is. I knew it had purple in there. Royal Purple, not Purple Power. Come on, Boudreaux. Get your tongue straight. All right. Yeah, Royal Purple. I never seen that on the shelves at O'Reilly's. I'm gonna have to ask him about that. If I got to, I'll order it. And it don't hold but 4 quarts anyway. I think.
Oh man.
Yeah, a buddy of mine sending me a package, getting an update on it. I left Baton Rouge this morning, so hell, it ought to get it tomorrow. It ought to be in Eunice post office right now. He's sending me 2 packages. He forgot to put something in the other one, so he filled up another bubble envelope. If it fits, it ships. That kind of envelope for $8. He forgot to put something in the first envelope for me, so he just jammed a bunch of stuff in there. Some little pucks for waste oil furnaces, little silicone high heat pucks, and they are Teflon, whatever. Anyway, they're about a 1/4-inch thick, and they're big around about like an eraser on a pencil, and that goes on a rod that goes in a waste oil heater. They got 2 different uses for them on waste oil heater. He sent me, I don't know, 1,000 of them things. Call them little miniature pucks. I can use them for feet on them project boxes. I can glue feet to them. Use them as feet. Oh, Napa selling at 5:30. Okay. Now we got a different temperature down here than y'all. You know, it gets hot in the summer. Well, it gets hot in the summer up there too. But whatever you've been using, I'll stick with it. That's all Scott uses. Uses that in his Toyota truck.
No, I like the Pennzoil.
Straight Pennzoil or synthetic?
The
crude or the prude?
the high mileage. I don't know if it's synthetic or not. It might be halfway synthetic.
You're gonna be giving away more stuff this year. Give away a house next. Damn. Now, who would move to New York?
No,
Now,
I'm good.
huh?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good. You're not moving to New York, huh?
No, I'm good.
Free house or not, you ain't moving to New York. Everybody's
No.
trying to get out of there. Not everybody. Upstate's all right. In New York City, man, I know a guy. He had a business up there. He moved to Texas. Now, this is way before Elon Musk made their move and all that. This guy who was looking for a place, and he got kind of like real estate. He bought a bunch of property in Texas, and he flipped the property, just land, 6 months later, he flipped that land. He tripled his money. And that was an offer somebody gave him. He wasn't looking to flip it. He was looking to build on it. And he's around between Houston and San Antonio. Anyway, he was paying $15,000 a month for a small business place for his shop, electronic shop. $14,000 a month rent lease. Yeah. And he's paying $500 now, but every payment he makes is toward the ownership of the property, the building and the property. He's paying $500 a month.
Later, Theo.
Later, Theo. Quick Estate. Boy, that's an old OG all there.
Yeah.
I remember Dad used to use Quick Estate. It had the same guy on the Quick Estate oil as the oatmeal.
Used to be one of the top recommended oils.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the filling stations would use. When you needed top off or needed a quarter oil at a full service station, Quick Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't
Pennsylvania,
know.
across the border.
I don't know. It's just something about Pennzoil that I like. I mean,
I got a friend of mine who lives in Lewistown, PA. Big T corns. Doctor Who is in the house. What's up, Doctor Who? Well,
yep.
I'm on a 2.5 hour mark going on now. So you want to do your outro, Raging?
Yep. Thanks for the link, Cajun. Always a pleasure. Always fun. Everybody in chat, y'all stay safe this week. Have a great weekend coming up. Make it a good one. Don't be a tool. Use one. But until the next time, y'all keep those wheels spinning, you beavers. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, everybody. Raging, appreciate you coming up. And everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all coming in. Pudding Tank, good night. Doctor Who. A few guys at work. He sent me a text mix about an hour before I went live, and he said, I'm working tonight. So I'm like, oh, okay. So J Mary, good seeing you again. Briggs, appreciate you popping in the comments. Appreciate the vehicle again, as always. And everybody else who came in, appreciate it. And y'all know the routine. It's good being north of the grass. Y'all stay safe. Be that way. Be that way. Stay safe. And as always, love, peace, and crackling grease. We'll catch y'all later. A Pluta.